We're about to take it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and 2 Lee on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love doctor going live on the radio. 2 mics and the mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. 2 mics and the mind. 2 mics and the mind. 2 mics and the mind. 2 mics and the mind.
Hello, and welcome to 2 Mics in the Mind. I'm truly one of your hosts, and I'm John with my wonderful co-host. How are y'all tonight?
We making it.
I am doing good. I am feeling good. I am looking good. What more can I say?
They said more than enough. What you can say is the truth.
Tony, what you got? Look at your screen. What's going on with that? What happened?
Add to screen. I'm up there now.
You're no.
Your screen is crooked. It's upside down.
I'll be right there.
Yeah, she gotta fix that. I don't know what she did.
Oh gosh. What I did? I'm right here. Okay, be right back. BRB.
I hear you guys before.
Resident Joe, what's going on, girl? Welcome back.
How are you guys?
We doing pretty good. Right now they're experiencing some technical difficulties.
I know. Me too. But it's working out. I can hear you guys.
Okay. Well, I tell you what. I don't know if you was able to hear this part, so I'm gonna repeat myself. I said I am doing good, I am feeling good, and I am looking good. What more can I say?
It's not more to say. Listen, how any good things have happened this week, and any bad things have happened this week?
Oh, always good, always everything, always life is life. It's always wonderful to be able to broadcast live from the land of the living. That's always right. A good thing, you know what I mean? Definitely been keeping up with a lot of different news articles and stories. So I've been hearing some good stuff. I've been hearing some bad stuff all around, a little mix, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I want to spend a special shout out though to one of my favorite fans. His number one fan, his name is Jordan. Jordan, if you out there watching, we back.
What is the name? Joy?
Jordan.
Oh, Jordan. Hello, Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan. When he see me, he said, I watched. He said, we back. I told him, Jordan, I hope you watching. We back.
Yes, we are. Well, yeah, we have a couple of fans out there. Hello,
how y'all been doing this week?
Hey, sweet, how you doing?
Pretty good. Freezing out here, but staying alive.
No, I know that.
You gotta have your turtleneck on.
It's freezing. You have no idea. It is freezing. You don't want to go out there.
I heard
23.
23 degrees outside.
Yes, sir.
She could be in Ukraine. Ukraine is below zero.
Horrible.
With no electricity.
Woo.
No water. Yeah, they're only getting them electricity for 4 times a day.
Ooh. How did they survive that? I don't even know where to start. Oh my goodness.
Right now.
I can't imagine that. I think the coldest I ever experienced, I think it was like down like 12 or 14 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was probably the coldest that I've ever experienced. No, sir. I didn't live in Florida at that time. I wasn't living in Florida at that time.
You were in New York?
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced a snowstorm?
Way up north, Albany.
Oh, it's cold there. Very cold.
Oh yeah. Let me tell you something. And in spite of what, even though it was 14 degrees outside, it was freezing cold outside, Dr. Joe. But all the ladies kept telling me that I'm hot.
I don't know. I want to know. I want to meet this lady who starts telling you these things.
All the ladies been telling me that.
She didn't be in Elijah prison.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Exactly. Incarcerated for life.
Hey, I
Are you
take the
serious?
compliments. I just say thank you, ma'am. Smile, wink at them, and I keep it moving. You know, all them ladies don't have good intentions for me, so I just got to keep it moving. I smile, say thank you, keep it moving.
And you wink at them?
Yeah, you got to
Yeah,
wink
yeah.
at them. You got to wink at them. Got to give
Yeah,
them
the
the
mental
wink.
hospital, they don't want them to stand around too long. They just tell them we can keep moving. They're trying to let the patients interact too much. So, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So what's going on with y'all guys so far?
what's going on with what?
I said, so what's going on with everybody so far this week?
Pretty good. That's what I was asking the law doctor if he had anything bad happening this week. Any good stuff happening this week?
Mhm.
How about you? Any highlights? Negative stuff? Good stuff?
I think that face he got says it all.
You know, it's gonna be a hater in the crowd
Tony,
all
do
the
you
time.
know? Tony, do you know why he's wearing sunglasses?
Um,
Is it sunny in Georgia?
I think he's trying to try to claim fame to being the lost son of Stevie Wonder. Ray Charles.
That could be that makes sense.
Man, he done exposed me.
Him
He done
and them
figured it
Turtles.
out. He got me exposed.
Oh goodness. Somebody
but
needs to anyway. It is, but you know what? It is a lot going on this week. Yeah, I don't know about people. Every day you look around, something's going on, something happening.
Yeah.
It's like, where do people turn? What do people do? We got to get people on track, get people on bases to say, hey, let's get it moving because we can't afford to keep staying behind everybody. It
That's
is
right.
definitely a world of something every day. I was telling them about last night, just a quick upcatch on it, about the new virus they're saying is coming out of Serbia with the permafrost, with the snow melting. They're talking about this a 48,000-year-old zombie virus that's going to be released in the air because the ice caps are melting, and that this will do more to climate change than anything else has happened. Can you imagine a zombie virus, which makes no sense? How do you know it's frozen there? If it is, why hadn't you removed it? Why are you messing with it?
Mhm.
And what's the outcome? What's the effect? Maybe Love Doctor can look up something on there, or tool, if somebody can find out what they say. What's the outcome? It's like the movie. Remember, they had Living Dead years ago, and they
Mhm.
the government released this chemical, and they dead bodies came out of the ground. They thought they killed them. Then it rained, and they brought them back again. Y'all remember that? They thought they had killed all. They bombed the city, and the people came back again. I think it went off that way.
No, I grew up in a Christian home. I wasn't allowed to watch that type of secular movies.
So what's it called? You so lame.
I know it.
So late.
Just say y'all didn't have no TV. What is it then? Movie watching? What we looking at?
500-year-old zombie virus buried in ice.
Somebody said for you to take the I post a message. Somebody had a message for you, Love Doctor. Yeah, 48,500-year-old zombie virus buried in ice, revived by scientists, oldest brought back to life. It's like always something. These satanic worship people just don't get enough. I don't believe them that it was a zombie virus buried. I think this is something they created. They've always, constantly keep work. I mean, where would a zombie virus be? Why is it not written that there were zombie people before these zombie people died? No writings, no history of this. All of a sudden it pops up and they got a date, year to date of when it was. I don't believe nothing these liars say.
I agree.
Well, my question, first of all, is 48,500. How do you know that? Like literally, the only way somebody knows my age is, according to the law, the only way they can identify my age is I have to have identification. That's how they identify my age. So I don't know how in the world they can identify something who's 40. How can you verify that is more so the question.
Well, actually, you can verify your age by two things: by your ID and by your attitude. So I guess I mean, some people out there. Think about it. They'll say you're acting like a kid. So without looking at your ID, so it's two ways they can really come up with your data age. But y'all don't believe that. I don't believe nothing they say. It's believed that the Earth is only less than 7,000 years old. I mean, the time periods these people. I don't believe when man first got here Somebody said, "Why Tony got that nickel on his forehead?" This is not a nickel. It's an energy. I'm saying.
No, they did.
That's a good question right there. That's a good question. Can you answer that question for him?
Yeah.
I'll
No, I got this on this. I had a headache today.
Honey,
So I'm trying to get it where they can see it.
No, we can see it. Just put the paper down.
that's not the right one, but okay.
No, that's not the right one. Just show these are energy, but this right here is for sleeping.
Oh, it's called Silent Nights.
This is one for sleeping. The one I take now is the one I have is a light patch. I got one on my shoulder. My shoulder gives me a little problem from the arthritis, and when I'm sleeping, I wake up. I have to sleep on my back. I mean, it was just the throbbing is like it just gave me a headache. The day it gave me a headache, so I had a patch on, which actually took away the headache naturally without medication.
Nice.
So it stings in the body. I put one here on my shoulder, takes away the pain. They almost work almost instantaneously. These are patches that Tula and I talked about. We actually sell them, promote them. Some people that we had that person love them. They live by them. They're really great.
I see them down online.
Yeah, we actually sell them, and they're great. You know, they're natural. They're not chemicals or anything like that. It was actually was supposed to be designed by, believe it or not, the government. The U.S. government actually came out with a patent originally for it. They created for people that was on submarines. They were sick from being down the water so long. They were giving them the Advil and Tylenol, and it wound up making them sick. So they came up with this product here on how to do it without the chemicals. So we she and I, we also sell them. So when we sell them with the excuse me.
I said, don't go to that website that he's showing. That's
Yes. Well, he's not the brightest person in the world, so that's why I got to go.
You're promoting the wrong website, sir.
Exactly.
I'm trying to see if I can zoom in.
Well, you didn't help me nothing anyway, but yeah, but we do sell them. We got them for cancer patches, sleeping, blood pressure, different things. Just different. I mean, some women take them. We have some women that have problem with menstrual. A lot of time women take a lot of Advil and everything. Those chemicals kind of eat the lining in the belly. The patches you can put them on the stomach. You can wear them as long as 12 hours. Some people wear them a day, maybe 2 days to stay on. To help with pain, to kind of get a body that relief time so it can kind of build itself back into health. So that's what I do. I don't take pain medication. I pretty much stay away from it. But the patches, they'll definitely help without the chemicals and the other side effects that you get from other things.
Perfect. I was just going to
But
ask
that's
you
the nickel.
for more than 1 day, but you said people are keeping them for more than 2 days.
Yeah. You can wear them longer. Typically, you wear them 12 hours on, 12 hours off.
Wonderful.
Just depending, but you can wear them longer than that. So I put on the help with that show. Like I said, when I sleep, when I can lay down, by the time I get up in the morning, that bad boy is like, oh! But it happens. Time ain't always been Tony. The Tony now, I was the other Tony. So you had to pay for all the stuff the old Tony did. Yeah, all the tackling. I used to tackle women.
That is so scary.
Why?
Yeah, I'm always young.
Your parents
I let them get down the street, run them down, tackle. Boom.
Oh, that is just so disrespectful on so many levels.
You want me to tackle you too? That's why I tackle Smitty. That's why she here.
No. I wouldn't be here if you did. No.
Yes, she is. They know you. Go ahead and tell them.
I did. I said I would not. No. Tackle me? No. Come on. No, thank you.
That's it. I like that when you play hard to get.
Wow.
Was it?
Love Doctor, they asked could you take the glasses off so you can see how to play the keyboard properly.
They want the glasses off, they want the turtleneck off, and then they want them on.
Hey!
They want the glasses back on. They want
Just
everything.
the glasses.
Tell y'all what y'all do. If we can get some people to hit that like button and hit that cash out button, we'll see what we want to do. We don't want nobody out there begging and making them requests, and y'all ain't put it into the cash app. So if you watching right now, hit that cash app. Ain't that right, Tula?
That's it. Yeah, last week $5. We got $5. Somebody beat it this week. Right. Somebody beat this with $10.50. We're on the double take. We're on the double take makeup.
We're gonna see.
But anyway, it's always great to be.
Whatever. Thank you.
We're gonna see who gives more this week. Who gives the most?
If they trying to get him out that turtleneck, then we already tried
We're
that.
gonna take millions. I wouldn't do that.
Hit that cash out. Hit the
Did you
cash
get
out.
you get surgery on your eyes, love doctor? I'm just curious.
You need to.
Say, ask that question again. Say, do I get surgery? Is that what you asked me?
Did you get
What did
surgery?
you hear?
You know that laser
ma'am.
surgery?
No, ma'am. I actually have 20/20 vision because I could look so good.
Okay.
Are you familiar with monkey piss?
No.
That's a good one, Julie. Julie
No,
like
Julie-
that one.
Not
I'm
at all.
just laughing with you. But
No, sir. I'm not going like that. I got a reputation.
Oh yeah, whatever. So what do we got going on tonight?
Oh yeah.
One thing, I gotta relax my mind.
Going on. There's a lot going on. New stuff happening in people's lives. We got this great. We got this new author that's on the block, honey. And we have a new book that's on the horizon.
Dr. Seuss has been out. Dr. Seuss has been out.
It's actually a book.
What is it? Cat in the Hat 19?
Congratulations.
It came out of his mind and onto paper.
Facts.
So we're going to give you little teasers on it. You know, pretty good.
Oh, I appreciate that too. I know that means a lot coming from you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So,
Just write my check. That's all I need to know to have. But the name of the book is Womb Management. Do you want to be married? Y'all see it? It's an actual book. Now we've been talking about it forever. For a long time.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, he did not credit us in this book because his idea also came from somebody not mentioned in the book, but that's what people take your ideas and they, and then they run with it. That's fine.
Please, isn't that please?
Wow.
But
Wow.
Can we sue him?
We can. We are. Don't worry. So, yes. So, tell us where we can find this book.
You can find this book by visiting my website, www.wombmanagement.com. Again, that's www.wombmanagement.com. Womb is WOMB.
Oh, they're still spelling it the same way they used to spell it?
Really?
So some people think that I'm saying wound, WOUND. So I have to make sure I spell it out because some people don't know what it is I'm saying. So they don't know if
That's
I'm saying
because of that.
wound.
That's because of that draw you have from Florida.
Hey, that's by way of Georgia.
No, it ain't got nothing to do with us.
Yeah, my
Florida's a disconnect. No, absolutely no relation.
Hey, my grandfolk come from Georgia. They moved down to Florida.
And they lost it. That's when they were going backwards. Florida's behind in time. Every 3 seconds, some nigga is getting a Jerry curl in Florida.
I'll tell you this: out of all the cities in the United States, believe it or not, the most popular city is in Florida.
Not at all.
Facts.
What's the name of it?
Facts.
No.
I'm gonna let y'all tell it. Y'all already know the answer. It's the most popular. You know.
Guess why we can't tell it? Because we don't know anything about it.
Orlando or Miami?
Say it again, Tony.
Neither
Orlando
one.
or Miami?
Damn, Old Town, what it is.
First of all, everybody listen no better than that. Ain't nothing jumping like the ATL. Y'all had to bring in rollers to get people.
Believe it or not, the most popular still is Orlando, and y'all all know why people want to go to Orlando. It's still one of the most popular attractions in the country. Still 2022.
That's amazing because they're doing a lot of layoffs because they don't have any people coming down there right now. So what survey you use?
That's true. And with all respect,
major layoffs because people not even coming. I'm just curious. Let's get that website with this up-to-date information.
I got all the website right here.
Exactly. I know he made it up.
No, but real talk. I guarantee you, probably all y'all. I meet a lot of people, and almost everybody I met all have in common that they've been to Orlando.
Yes.
That they have visited Florida. That's just facts.
The only thing Orlando has is like Disney World and some amusement parks.
Do you realize the statement that you're making?
Is the truth?
You're downplaying that. You're downplaying that like that's a small thing. Do you realize how popular Disney World actually is?
Well, they have one in California too. So
Exactly.
Again, that's still Disney. Disney is huge.
That is not Florida. That is not Florida. More people go to California than Florida.
No, they don't. No,
That's
they don't.
very true.
Disneyland is not the same thing as Disney World.
No, I have to agree with Tony. That's very true.
More people go to California than Florida. It's really
Very true.
because you're going down below. People go to California. They keep the same year round. They don't have hurricanes. They just burn everything up.
It's true.
Yeah. Listen, we can't.
Hey, can y'all show facts? Can y'all show me a website? Show me receipts. See that too? I push it off on them.
We can see yours. We can see your receipt.
Dr. Joe, y'all show me some receipts. Joshua Smith. Joshua Smith say, I love Orlando. Have you ever been to Orlando, Joshua Smith? I'm pretty sure he has.
Especially since he's from Florida. And he's from Florida.
Fight for Florida.
No, he say he's from Rhode Island. Remember, he say he's from Rhode Island. Let him tell him he's from everywhere.
I think he called it Rhode Island because he done drove on. He think it meant it been Rhode Island.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
These world is like people fighting for Jordan Square. Like, it's famous, but there's nothing there.
Have you ever been, Dr. Joe?
Yeah.
You proving my point.
Have you ever been to New York? Have you ever been to New York, sir?
I have.
So there you go. You proved my point too.
Hold on. All right. Tony. Have you guys ever been to New York? Hold on. Had Tony and Tuli ever been to New York?
No.
Yeah. Personal business.
I said on TV.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Business, but they've been there.
Get you some.
New York is definitely gonna get more visitors than Florida.
Yes.
No, sir.
No, all day.
No.
Hold on. Let me ask you this.
It's a fashion trend.
Has anybody on this ever lived in New York before?
No.
I live right next to you.
I have. I've lived in New York. Me.
That does not mean any. You were there for 6 months.
That's not true. I was there for 6 weeks and I picked up this New York accent.
Even worse. You can experience New York. I live right across New York. That place is packed 24/7.
Listen to what I said. I didn't say which city has the largest population. I didn't say the most populated city. I said what city is the most popular.
No. Okay, all she gotta do is put it up. Tula, what you got, Tula?
What I got about what?
Then you get an email, then you get a text.
Most popular city in the US.
Hold on.
Listen. Please don't put up most populated city because I'm not by no shape, size, or form. Am I saying most populated?
First of all, no one would use Florida for most populated city. Stop. You would only use Jacksonville.
It's one of the top vacation spots. Florida in general is going to be a number one vacation spot anywhere in Florida. Is a whole is vacation spot. Most popular.
That makes no sense. Bartow, Florida is not a vacation spot. Gainesville, Florida is not a vacation.
And by the way, since y'all want to talk about it, the largest city in the country is actually in Florida.
Jacksonville, that's land mass wise. You got one person, you drive 20 miles, it's another person. There's nothing.
It's the largest city.
It's supposed to be land mass wise. Please.
How many y'all ever lived in Jacksonville? Anybody?
We stayed down there. We been down there so much. We were actually moving to Jacksonville. I was gonna move. We were actually gonna move to St. Augustine because it was just too piss poor broke down there. It was just too far back in time. Couldn't do Jacksonville.
St. Augustine. Why would you want to move to St. Augustine?
Because we were moving down there. That's why I started. I thought when I first started, in the business of preaching, I used to go down there a lot. So Jacksonville, we was actually going to move down there. And we went, looked, and back. Cause I was down there pretty regular on weekends, and we was gonna look at the city. It was just too piss poor. It's just too piss poor down broken to me. So we was gonna move to St. Augustine. We went down to St. Augustine. Just a more family oriented type place like that. So Jacksonville, it seems like it doesn't move. You throw a beer can on the ground, come back, and they got more churches in Jacksonville than anywhere. They have a phone book there for churches. I mean, it's that bad. I mean, just everybody who if it's got a curtain that can go across the front of it, or you got a door, you call it a church. I have never seen so many churches in my life. Everybody's a pastor, an apostle, and they never had a member in their life. They don't have any member, and they're a pastor and a bishop. You trying to figure out what did y'all come up with all that? But that's Florida though. They just it's just hard to get you to catch on.
Very true. So you've been to an area outlaw doctor?
I've been to Meridian Island. See that he didn't been there.
No. I've never been to Meridian Island.
He's never been to one of Meridian Islands, but he's from Florida.
You said Meridian Island. I've never been to Meridian Island.
I know.
It's a small island building, isn't it?
And Meridian Island is a beach.
Hold on. How are you pronouncing that word? Say that word again.
Anna Maria Islands.
Anna Maria Islands.
I thought you said Meridian.
Meridian.
I've been to Meridian. I know Anna Meridian.
I've never heard of that.
I only heard the Anna before. I've been to Meridian,
Florida, near Orlando.
Anna Maria Island.
I didn't know Anna was in front of. I know Meridian.
I've never even heard of that, Dr. Joe.
Okay, check close to
Cocoa
Maria.
Beach. You been to Cocoa Beach?
Yeah, I've been to Cocoa Beach. Yeah, I've been to Cocoa. Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Have you been to Maria Island?
No, because he
Hold on. Which word are you trying to say? Is it Maria Island or is Anna Maria? Which word we going with?
I just said check Maria Island. Have you been to Maria Island?
Check Maria Island? Is that what you're saying? Spell that for me. Spell that for me. Spell it for me.
Have you been to Maria Islands? Maria, M-A-R-I-A.
I have. No, I've never heard of. No, I've never heard of that. Have you been?
Yes, I have. How have you not heard of it? And you from Florida? This day doesn't make Florida.
Okay. Hold on. Where is Maria Island located at?
I'm gonna send you the link. Look at it.
I think that she probably over near December somewhere near Santa.
No, I want to make sure what she said. She said Maria Islands in Florida. I never heard of it.
I'm gonna send it to you because it's Orlando. Are you born in? Were you born in Orlando?
No, it's not Orlando because I'm looking at it now.
Where is it at?
She said Maria Island. What you talking about is outside of Tampa. I knew she didn't know what she was talking about because Orlando ain't no islands near Orlando.
No, sir.
Orlando is dry spot in Florida.
I said Florida. I said Florida.
You know what? We finna show facts. We finna show facts.
Florida.
It don't take that long.
No, you feel bad. You haven't gotten. You live nearby.
Yeah. It don't take that long.
But Tully, did you get to see the most popular city in the U.S.?
I sent her that too. I text you.
I did it. Put it up there, Wayno.
You just sent it to me, Tula?
It's in the private chat too, yes, sir.
U.S. City Traveler. Okay.
I got it.
All right, hold on. Are we still finna do this Anna Maria Island too?
No,
why you can't do more than one thing? Yeah, anything.
Well, I just want to know if we're gonna let Dr. Joe off the hook. We're gonna let Dr. Joe off the hook. No, let's change the topic.
That's beautiful beaches in there. That is in Florida. I'm not saying it's only Disney. It has very nice places, but it's not the most popular city in the U.S.
It's right here, Anna Maria Island.
Oh, I need to go there. Let me look that up.
It looks really, really nice. It's right outside of Tampa.
It's beautiful.
You fly there? Where you fly into?
So this right here is Palmetto. You see what this Palmetto is?
Yeah,
so I flew.
I'm familiar with Palmetto. I'm familiar with Bradenton. I've never heard of Anna Maria.
Well, now you have.
But as you can see, it's right here, Tampa and St. Petersburg.
So
nowhere near Orlando.
St. Petersburg is nice.
Said that, but when I flew to Orlando, I drove to one of the islands, and it wasn't really far away. That's why I said, have you ever gone? Because you live in Orlando.
Wait a minute.
No, Orlando is not close at all to this. This is like 2 hours away.
It's like 2 hours.
She didn't say she walked, she drove.
No, but what I'm telling her, this is nowhere near Orlando. It's very far from Orlando.
I drove like 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm from Sanford. It's north of Orlando.
Yeah.
So no, I've never been here.
Sanford don't even exist.
Been to Tampa. I've been to Tampa. So places that are very popular. St. Pete, Tampa Beach is popular. Clearwater is popular.
Clearwater is more popular.
Yeah, all that stuff's over there popular.
It's beautiful too, but it's the same distance. Nice. 2 sides.
Yep. And also, what I want to share with you too is Tuli just sent an article. Tuli sent a biased article, so let's let Tuli explain it.
No.
What a biased article.
Tuli,
Expose her. Tell her what she wrote. Read what she wrote.
Tuli.
This is what she sent. Go ahead, Tuli. Tell us why you sent this biased article on 20 reasons why Atlanta is possibly the best city in America. This is all opinionated.
I can tell you wrote that, Tuli.
That's saying Twitter. No, she didn't write that. I actually sent her that. That's a link.
I can tell somebody wrote, why is Atlanta could be the best city in America?
Listen, scroll up. It reads, Atlanta. Read it. It'll tell you. Listen.
Go ahead, read it.
What's the 20 reasons? Read them 22. Tell us the 20 reasons.
Oh wow. All right, let me see. I better look on this because I know how Mano does how he works. All right, the first one is the tourist traps are actually awesome.
Oh, look at that.
So we got a lot of good tourist places.
So that's an aquarium. Is that what that is?
Yes.
All right.
Better than anything in Florida in the newest.
Because surely you got more people who go to the Atlanta Aquarium than actually SeaWorld and Discovery Cove, where you can actually swim with the animals.
Did somebody die?
It's more popular than that.
Have you done that?
First of all, you don't go to SeaWorld. Man,
what? I guarantee you more people have been to SeaWorld and seen Shamu than they have been to the Atlanta Aquarium.
I bet you more people been drowned by Shamu. When you go to Atlanta Aquarium, we got the newest.
And nobody died in Atlanta Aquarium.
Nobody died. All our animals are peaceful, loving animals.
You go. Right now, have you swam with the sharks?
No.
Swam with Shamu?
Whenever I go to the beach, I'm swimming with the sharks, technically.
Okay. Whatever. What's the number 2?
Y'all seen Josh? Hey, she don't like that. She don't like that answer. She don't like that answer.
She don't like the fact you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, somebody's saying mute you. So go ahead. Tell me the number 2 reason. That's number 2. Let's listen to these reasons. Let's start telling about it.
Here we go.
Number 2 is Atlanta is home to every kind of Coke.
See that? That's right. Cocaine, Coca-Cola.
Sign me up. Oh my goodness.
Coca-Cola. We got all the Coke you want.
I say every kind of Coke. That's cocaine. That's all that.
Listen, that's what we got. All. What's number 3? That right now, that's some of it all. Number 3. Tell me, here was number 3.
The Fox Theater reigns supreme. The Fox Theater is very, very nice. It's home of a lot of different.
Oh, let me say, do y'all have a Fox Theater? I didn't think so. What's number 4? It made me want to move to Atlanta right
serious?
now.
Yes, we got a Fox Theater. Y'all serious? Come on.
I see my friend.
We have a Fox Theater. We have downtown Disney.
Okay, something else we're not worried about. Thank you.
How many Broadway plays?
It's about Atlanta.
Serious?
I wonder why they don't have what's number 4. Go ahead and bust with number 4. But number 4 probably knock him off his feet. We got it all.
Number 4 is Atlanta's most famous restaurant is older than Gone with the Wind, and that is the Varsity. Oh, look at that! Looks so good.
I want to go down there right now. I don't
Hold on now, Tony. Tony, tell the truth now, Tony. You can't possibly sign off on this. You cannot possibly sign up on this, okay?
Are you serious? The Varsity is the oldest.
When is the last time y'all been to the Varsity?
Man, go to the Varsity. Yeah.
When is the last time y'all been to the Varsity?
You know it. Listen, in the house, Varsity. Junior high, Varsity.
Nobody goes to the Varsity.
You don't do that. Listen, slam it, jam it. That's one of our hits when people come here right by Georgia Tech.
Stop it.
If you don't know, you don't know. If you don't know, you don't know. Hit him with that number 5. You know what? He's so jealous right now. What's number 5? That project.
Number 5, Julie.
Number 2, that Coke thing I really like. What's that? No.
You're either in or you're out.
You're out.
Bam.
All right. It's getting desperate right now. It's getting desperate. Right now. Y'all really what is this?
Okay, either you in the house or out the house. You don't understand that. That's the thing with Atlanta. You either in or you out. We have to be in Atlanta.
So what does that mean, Tony? You're either in it or
well, because Atlanta, the city, you know what I'm saying? You're in the metro, you right in the city, or you're in the outskirts. So you either in or you out. know what I'm saying? That's one of the beautiful things about it. You know what I'm
Technically,
saying?
don't every metropolitan area of a city is that's what that consists of. Either you're in the city or you're in the
We're not trying.
metropolitan
Listen,
area.
man. We're not. I'll be honest with you. We don't try to keep it with other states. We ain't talking about other states. I mean, we don't. One thing we don't have. To the winter last time, man, when you landed there, we talking. We said, let's talk about. Oh, look at them. Say, oh, good. Can we have a moment of silence? West Peach Street. And you can go south, or when you go northeast. So we give you more than one way to go. You can go one way, but you're really going two. You can go northeast. In Florida, you can only go south. So you don't want to do that. You're gonna drown. Here, you can go northeast. So you can't leave.
Keep going down the list, or can we just stop?
Let's hit number 7 point. Let's at least hit 10 out of this 20. Show people why we so great.
It's getting worse and worse.
Why did? Oh, look. Oh, my God. Here. Oh, my God. Breakfast, always win. Oh, my God.
I have to say that their breakfast and their brunches are.
Who's breakfast? What place they talking about? Who's breakfast?
The brunch places in Atlanta are really good.
We got homeless people can cook.
Name the name of the restaurant that they're talking about. What restaurant?
Tony said there's homeless people that can cook.
We got homeless people can cook.
What restaurant is this they talking about?
Wherever you want to go to. Name my two. We got 2 minutes. Just go ahead. Just hit him with a couple of them. I ain't got time to argue with this man.
Come on. Oh, 8.
Let's hit him right. Let number 8.
Waffle House? Are you serious? That's the Waffle House that comes to Atlanta for the Waffle House?
No, but look what we got. It's allowed. And listen, and we even encourage it. Be encouraged.
You know what? After seeing this picture, I totally have to move to Atlanta.
Number 9.
I'm sold.
Oh my God, watch that 9 probably kill him. Because I know he ain't strong at breaking him down. Oh my God, what? Look at that. What is
Samuel L. Jackson is the face of the what?
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
listen, the face look like the behind. It ain't gonna win. See what I'm saying? That's what we did. At least we honest.
The Falcons are not even a winning team.
We ain't supposed to win. Listen, that's why we use his face and we use the buzzer behind.
All right. Real quick. How many professional football teams does Georgia have?
1.
How many professional football teams does Florida have?
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
3.
No.
You can't go there.
I can't hear you.
Who got Tampa? 3. Oh, Tampa Bay. How many you say? Oh, I see Confederate. That's my man now. How many did you say I'm not a Confederate?
Yes, sir. I did.
How many?
I said 3. You have 2 legitimate football teams and 1 that's a
They only say legitimate. That's it. That's the word.
Wow.
What you say?
You have Miami, then Tampa, followed by Tampa, and last and also leads Jacksonville, which happens to be my hometown. So,
you from Jacksonville?
You from
Oh,
Jacksonville?
that's why.
Oh my goodness! Listen. I'm so glad you're here. You got to clip this debate.
Listen, when has Miami won a Super Bowl?
It was the last time they won a Super Bowl was in 1973.
Before Marino.
Yeah, no, that was actually Dan Marino never won a Super Bowl.
No, that's what I'm saying. Before Dan Marino.
Before Dan Marino, it was actually 1973. Larry Zonka was the featured athlete at that time. That was actually the only team that ever went to the Super Bowl and won with undefeated. New England had done it after that, but they didn't actually win the Super Bowl. I believe they lost to the Giants.
That's who you lost, Eli.
Yeah, but I'm from Florida, from Jacksonville, Duval County, and just to be quite honest, it's not a place for me that I would brag about.
There you go.
Obviously, I'm from there, but I don't really, I don't promote it only because.
Which part you from?
I told you I'm from the largest county in the United States. Which is
which part of Jacksonville you from? Because I stayed there too.
Meridian.
Oh, I actually came up on the north side, Moncrief area.
Listen. Yeah. So if you're on the north side, you know about 9A.
Of course I do.
Let me tell you something. That is the largest bridge that I've ever been on. Listen, man, and I got on it accidentally by myself. Freaked me out. Totally
that's the Dames Point Bridge is a very large bridge. It's a large bridge.
Is that the one that drops down too?
Yeah, it's actually called the Dames Point Bridge to be That's the actual
I've been
name
down
of
that
it.
bridge. That's going into the beach, ain't it?
Yeah, the 9A bridge does. That's
Yeah. He ain't know I knew about that. See, I heard it feeling so bad. I've been on that. I wasn't scared.
So let me tell you something. I'm Duval County certified.
You are no,
you know. You already know about Bay
How long
Meadows.
you spend?
That's why I be Bay Meadows, and I'm from Old St. Augustine. That's why I spent all my time at Bay Meadows, Old St. Augustine. I went to church over there off Normandy, on the whole other side of Normandy.
Okay, so you probably
taking Lim Turner, and they was building all those nice houses out there off Lim Turner. They was really building that area really nice when I left.
I'm on Lim Turner. Yeah. We worked over that area. They had some old houses over there.
Well, yeah, well, you had a broadcast actually in Jacksonville.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was down. We used to move. We were gonna move down now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't. I had to get away from there. But,
it was so slow. You could tell, you know, it's churches every. I've never seen that many. Everybody's an apostle. Everybody's a bishop or an elder. That's like,
and you talking about non-white people is what you're referring to, correct?
Everywhere.
I can't say one thing that Jacksonville was pretty. I could probably say that was pretty good in terms of living there. Was that it's actually one of the most segregated cities in the United States. I did like that because it was definitely segregated. You could really tell the difference between white sides of town and black sides of town. Ocean Way was predominantly mostly whites that go towards like Fernandina Beach, things of that nature. Bay Meadows was pretty much undeveloped at the time where Love Doctor lived at, but it was a rural area. But it became one of the nicer neighborhoods that became like you said, St. Augustine. That was, you go a little bit further south, then you reach Palm Coast and all of those areas there. But yeah, I grew up on the rough side of Jacksonville, the north side. It's just really, really bad, stuff like that. I grew up actually in the Blodgett homes, which was like downtown Jacksonville. It was really bad at the time, but but it had its good times. It had its good areas, but there's nothing to do that but go to jail and church. But
you're right. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me add a little more context to what he's saying, because I probably had the chance to live in, I don't know, like 15, 20 different cities.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna tell you is, out of all the cities that I lived in, I would put Atlanta as being number one.
I can go for that. I have a lot of relatives that live in Atlanta.
But top five, Jacksonville would make it top five.
Really?
The reason being is that the skyline of in terms of cities, the skyline of Jacksonville is one of the most beautiful because
I can agree.
Hard. If you're from Jacksonville, and I know you've heard of the CSX building because you probably rode by it all the time.
Yeah.
That's where I worked at, and I wanted my office to be right there in that building, right there on that water in the heart of downtown.
Yeah, this is a fun fact. The CSX building was actually the 666 building.
No, I didn't know that. No.
Yeah, the old cold medicine. Remember the old cough medicine?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, Father John. It was actually the 666 building. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
He had the big red letter 666, and I think First Baptist Church had it removed because they run the city. That church downtown, it runs the city.
Wow.
I went there, Shannon Hospital.
Yeah, Shannon's Hospital.
Shannon Hospital. He ain't not know about that.
Yeah. Actually, Shannon's has one of the best medical heart places in the United States. They're associated with the University of Florida.
Yeah, that's where they headquartered at the University of Florida. A lot of folks with cardiac issues go to University of Florida.
Yeah, they do.
Mm-hmm.
But I stayed there. I lived there. Yeah, most of my life. Most of my relatives moved. They migrated from Florida to Atlanta. They actually live in Atlanta now.
But
and then some of them live in the outskirts. I actually have a relative lives in Conyers actually.
Man, that's our town. With him.
Yeah. I got to get down there. Then I worked for a company that did sprinklers when I did. I was a project manager down for the courthouse, the new courthouse downtown in Jacksonville. I work for a company out of Gwinnett County. I don't know exactly where that is. I know it's in Georgia, but
you know what's
actually out of Gwinnett County.
Not far.
Not far.
Yeah, that's expensive. It's predominantly Hispanic and white folk with money. And
then I got racially profiled in Camden County, which I would never go back
out in Florida.
Yeah, I think that's when you've actually crossed the Florida Georgia line. It's like
going back up towards Savannah.
Yeah. But I can't actually say, and you hear a lot of rumors and things, a lot of good things about Atlanta. They say it's the New York City of the South, and it's the New York City of the South, and it's where most of the so-called African Americans live prosperous lives in terms of success when it comes to the United States for African Americans. They say if you want to succeed business-wise, it's best for you to move to Atlanta, economically sound.
Listen, if you're a person of color and you're in Atlanta, I mean, you be on the outskirts of Atlanta. If you don't know how to make money, you just don't know how to do it. Atlanta, it's a place you can. I'm serious. You really can. People, I don't know. I watch a lot of people. I don't get it. I mean, you don't. It's so much you could do. It's so many people of color, quote unquote, that's doing a lot that you can connect with and do things. There's even Caucasians as well. It's called that you connect to. You can make money. I mean, I know for a fact what you're doing in Atlanta. I tell people like, man, Atlanta people crash leave. Man, Atlanta, man, believe me, it's not. Atlanta is a get down city. You can make your money. I mean, it's so much you can hustle and do. We'll have so many festivals where you can meet people. We got so many people that do to meet people and do things business wise. Also with that now, we got plenty of cons.
Right, it's definitely a metropolitan.
A lot of people of color have made money doing real estate here, crypto. It's just so much hustle. You know what I'm saying? Street vendoring. It's so much you can do. You can make it. Lord Doctor know it. He'd have never made the money. He'd have made it. Stayed in Florida.
I don't think so either.
Tony, respect. I know you love Georgia. I know you love Georgia, but
but I really don't. But since
I feel like Atlanta is turning like New York. When I said, wow, this looks just like Madison Square Garden. Like a lot of homosexuals around, like brunch places. It just felt like
California, New York.
I was in Atlanta. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dr. Joe. I apologize.
No, it's okay. I was just saying like Philly, like those main cities. No worries.
Yeah. I was in Atlanta right before I had came on to Arizona, and I was working there. I think it was oh my gosh, it was probably like in 2012, and I was I'm not a fearful person, but I was kind of fearful. I went with a friend of mine. We were doing a job in Atlanta. It's one of the tallest buildings in Atlanta. We were dealing with
the Bank of America building.
It could. Is there places where people live, residences? Are there like the place where we went that people actually live in penthouses in the top of this place?
I don't know. It's restricted. It's not open to the public to go all the way up to the certain floors on that side. I don't know.
No, but the job that I was doing, it was like some executives we were working, and they lived up in the penthouse. Is what I'm saying. And so we just went in to like the kind of like tour the city, and so we my friend suggested we take the MARTA to the underground, and so that was a very kind of surreal experience. I didn't quite like it because there was a lot of homosexuals down in the underground, like the train station, and they were like this, and I guess they could tell that we were from out of town. They were kind of eyeballing us, and I said, well, I guess we're gonna have to fight or something because these guys were just like looking real predatorial. You know what I'm saying?
He probably had an I Love New York shirt. Sure. Because that's something like, and you know, ATL, we don't do that. We don't, you know, we don't harbor them. We don't invite them. They sneak and creep in, tell us they're straight.
Right.
Then they get in here and steal and get the Georgia license and get loose. We can't find them. You know, in the 70s, like we didn't have this problem. Every state has homosexuality, but they saw opportunity that so many people were here and so many money opportunities. They came here and they swarmed in and they built them stay place, you know. But you know, many homosexuals you have in Atlanta, I've been with you. I don't run across these people. I guess when I'm going, whenever I'm going out rarely to just kind of relax, but I'm going to business. Anytime I'm pretty much I'm about business. I'm trying to make.
I can believe that.
So
sure.
With doing that, I don't know. Let me ask something, little. When the last time you ran into a homosexual that you know of? If you had to think about it. Are you there? Are you thinking about it?
It's been that long.
I'm thinking about when is the last time.
Yeah. Only way you'll really run into them, you'll have to go to where they're at. Like
you have to go to their hangouts.
People are thinking, you know, I hear people, they say, man, you come to Atlanta, man, they got sister everywhere. All I'm thinking is, I don't know where you've been going to.
Where you hanging out, right?
I'm gonna tell you.
Somebody
it's about a doggone a week ago. I went to Atlantic Station. That's what they be at.
See that?
Atlantic Station.
See, that make a difference.
So they're not gonna be at a few places. They're gonna be at Atlantic Station. You're gonna see them in Atlantic Mall area.
It's not. That's what somebody saying you might have been. That's not. They just called it Atlanta Station downtown.
That's where I probably was.
It
was down by the Coca-Cola building.
That's kind of in that area. Yeah, that's over in that area. Yeah.
That's when you said the tallest. When you said one of the tallest buildings, that's what I automatically said. Bank of America. Bank of America is the tallest building in Georgia.
Let me ask you guys this. Where's Roach Street?
Roach?
Yeah, I hung out with some unusual suspects back in the day.
Yeah, that was in the hood. That's it. Yeah,
you hung out with some roaches in Roach Street. You know what you're saying?
I was actually with these guys. They were back in the day. You know, they had cassette tapes. They were selling like bootleg cassette tapes. Yeah, that's where they had a little burn station where they burnt these like cassette tapes.
Yeah. So Roach Street, that's over there in Swats. That's near like Clark and Lamb and all that stuff. That's over in Swats.
I know I could have drove and found it. The name Roach, I already know where it was.
That was a pretty interesting place. I mean, they was really unified over in that area, but
Morehouse College and all that. Roach Street, yep.
Them guys was really about their money, but there's something I want to bring up to you guys. If having the time, since we're talking about Florida and the sports teams and things of that nature, I want to know if you guys had heard about the controversy surrounding Jerry Jones and the picture that circulated.
Yeah.
And so there's. I know you probably know, Love Doctor, about Tropicana Field. That's in Tampa, where the Rays play, the Tampa Bay Rays baseball team. If you're familiar with that,
I am familiar with what that part of Tampa.
Tropicana Field. That's where the Tampa Bay Rays play.
Yeah. That's I think the name of that road is called Dale Mabry.
Correct. So
that'd be my stomping ground. I told you, Dr. I've been a little bit everywhere.
So what I was gonna say is, had you guys heard about the lawsuit that they may be soon facing about how they built, and this, I mean, it's to no surprise that they built that stadium actually, I believe in 1984 over grave sites. It's a massive grave, excavated massive grave site from the 1950s. It's a recent history. And the Frank Crum building, also too, corporation that they do payroll. I know they're very well known. So they have they're actually built a lot of these buildings and these sport arenas where the so-called African American graves were doing segregation back in the 50s and 60s. And I was wondering what were you guys' thought on that in terms of the legislative racism that you talk about a lot, Love Doctor, and I really embrace that concept. And in light of too about Jerry Jones, and that how they showed a picture of him actually withstanding so-called African American students from entering to a school building, and he's still the face of what they call America's team as being the Dallas Cowboys, and that is the photo, sir. So, what are you guys' thought on that? And then, after we kind of do a round robin on that, there's another comment that I would like to make if given the time.
I want to know who actually who saw him, who found it. That's somebody,
right.
Like
question.
Okay.
Hey, do y'all see this dude right here? Do y'all see him? Y'all see that right now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
that's an everyday boy. They talking about Jerry Jones, Jerry Jones, but look at all the rest of them. Why nobody talking about all the rest of them?
Correct.
All the rest of them ain't billionaires. They own a football team.
Let me say that you don't think they are. They somebody. Right. They're white. They don't have to be billionaires. They could be somebody in corporate America, other people that disenfranchised.
Oh, those are his neighbors. Right. I'm pretty sure those are his neighbors.
All of them that's there. It ain't just the one up front they're showing. It's the other people behind that's there. They're saying we stand against people of color, quote unquote, advancing or having advancement opportunity. These people still alive. I told you, Jerry Jones still. The rest of them are dead, and they teach and they have children. Jerry Jones, you gotta look at his children. You gotta look at his friends, associates, because typically these people all have the same mindset, and this is the detriment. Right. I was looking why you brought that up earlier. It came to down off y'all for me in England about the racism that was going in the White House. They just got rid of a lady. They had some people to step down. Some other people quit that worked in the council that worked for the Queen because of the racism and the racial slur. Yeah. For me, I was telling one of my sons how, certain words, people can say, I'll say things that another race might consider to be racist, but I want to disenfranchise another race. That's my opinion about something, about a look, because it's different to me. I think sometimes we grade people as racist. We grade them racist based off of a statement rather than their action toward people. And that's not to negate nothing. People say, well, I'm not saying it at all. I'm just a person. I'd rather be straightforward with you, still know how to treat you. But the problem is with them, when they make comments, when you're like the king, queen of England, and you have all these colonies under you, you control people's economies and lives. What you say is what you portray, and you affect other people on a major scale more than Tony Smith could ever say I could never affect the Mexican culture, any Hispanic culture, any white culture, but these people control cultures, nations of people, whether they strive or whether they die out or whether, the military comes in and overtake them. So it's real dangerous when you watch these people. Here again, Charles is alive, her son, other people who were her mother's close associate friends, who thought the same way. These are the people that's being busted. Her friends, her confidants. What type of she? Was she the person to say, hey, you can't be around me? I wouldn't have anybody around me that feel like, hey, let's kill white people. That's just not my point. That's not the type of people caliber I'm with. That's not something I entertain. So people can say, I got friends. We have different opinions about. I have friends. We disagree on LeBron James. We disagree on Steph Curry. But we don't disagree on how a human being should be treated. Another race, you know what I'm saying? Those are things you'll have as friends, and that'll be a dry. Or you'll like the same team. We're not gonna be friends, and we're gonna back and forth on whether we're gonna kill white people, kidnap babies. And I might say no, you say yes. I said, well, you still my friend. I don't agree with you. You can't be a friend. I don't be a social. Have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what I think about the picture when I'm looking at this particular photo is I'm looking at a lot of things, but I like to scuba analyze. On the surface, you're seeing the white boy, you're seeing all this other stuff, but let's scuba analyze it. When I scuba analyze it, what I'm looking at it's clear that you have these non-white people trying to fit in and want to be accepted by a totality of people who are clearly saying that we don't want you to be here.
Correct.
And that still is the mentality that goes on today. It's just right now, it isn't as wide open as it is, because look at now that we've integrated into the actual school system, look how far behind a disadvantage that we actually are when the whole time they was telling us to stay out of it to begin with. I think one of the best things and one of the things they actually taught us through legislative racism is taught us that whiter is better. So whatever the black man have, we always want to incorporate and integrate with white because whiter is better. When the actuality is that because of segregation, we were segregated, we were at our strongest. And it was a white man who had to enforce rules to integrate us, to break us up.
You know what?
Right there. That's a picture of it right there.
For
you
me,
know what? Go ahead, Dr. Joe.
I apologize. Go ahead.
No, you please.
I just feel like my pastor always says, racism has not. How far away are we from racism? These people are still alive. But the love doctor just said that he sees these people trying to fit, but I see these people fighting for something. His body language is more like, what? What are you about to do? And the person behind him is kind of like 40. I feel like that's what we need to do. But if we see the quantity of the white people is a whole bunch of them, and we only see 3 black people there. And I think that's what's happening now. We need more people supporting what we're fighting for. He's probably fighting for something, and he only has 3 people backing him up. And you see all the white people trying to attack him. So I feel like that's what pretty much is the same thing happening now, but his body language is more like, what?
Right. And as I analyze this photo too, it takes me back to a lesson that Rob Smith had taught about, and I was actually going through the archives listening to it. Rob Smith, you remember the message, the lesson that you taught about 4 months ago, and you were kind of talking about how though we go to their colleges and we graduate magna cum laude, but we're still a part of their system, and once we get the information, it's been tampered with and things of that nature.
No, I'm the same.
Yeah, so I was listening to that, and I really had to turn that teaching off because you loaded us up with so much information. I had to try to download some of it before I could listen to the remainder of it. But as I look at this picture, what I see right here is that no matter how hard we fight for something, we're always going to get the scraps of it. We're not going to get, the full essence of what they get in learning institutions, because they shroud information, and when we get it, it's been handled so much till something fabricated becomes our truth, and then like you say, you wear your tie on the outside and you say, I just see a tacky individual, and you say, you know what, I tell you what we'll do. We'll go out, we'll go buy, we'll spend money, and we'll go out and we'll protest, and we'll do silent protests, and we'll do all these things, opposed to doing what happened in the 60s, what should have kind of enhanced us and unifying us by segregating, that we had to depend on one another. We were strengthened, I believe, instead of us riding on the back of the bus, like you had said once a time ago. You said, why didn't we fight for getting our own bus system? Instead of trying to fit into their school, why didn't we try to start our own schooling? And something that you kind of still promoted, you still push, is that, instead of we trying to fix the problem between the whites and blacks, let's focus on fixing the problems with ourselves. And, and how you were teaching the young people how to address one another and being really concerned about one another, because it's obvious that, our counterparts, they don't feel the same way about us. And though we don't go around, wanting to kill white people, and I don't subscribe to that either. But then when it comes to us defending our own, then we're looked at as some type of hate group. And
I'm with that defending.
Sir?
I'm with defending.
Correct. Right. And so we have that. We should have that constitutional right, but we all know, the caveats in the Constitution, which brings me to my next statement. What do you feel about the new COINTELPRO that was instituted back in the J. Edgar Hoover time? What we do see now with groups like Gorilla Mainframe and the guy Grandmaster Jay, who they just gave a lengthy prison sentence just because he they said he was pointing his weapon at federal agents when, you know, other individuals of a different ethnicity, they can brandish their weapons and say they're not putting their guns down and they're looked at as patriots. And, you know, when I was talking about the new COINTELPRO, I believe that Black Lives Matter is one of those entities that is a part of the COINTELPRO conspiracy to bring down the so-called unification of people of color and minorities.
I can agree on a lot of ends. That's why I'm a proponent now for, to me, before another group of quote unquote black people, colored people, whatever you want to call themselves, go and speak to the oppressor. I would strongly urge it, whether it's on my end or group or whoever, that there need to be a consensus and we all need to talk and come up with a play plan that work. Because once you go out on your own, and lone gunmen, you left out there. You never talked to us. I saw the expressions of that group when they marched with their guns and not effing around group.
Right.
Still there. I mean, they came to Atlanta, and that was a good stand. I just think they should have taught their people, and then get our people, because of where we sat. There's so much emphasis on the movement of Dr. King. Dr. King was in truly a plagiarist, but who's not? Because any word you use came from somebody else. So all of us are plagiarists. He just put it in such a dynamic way of speaking. It was powerful. He was innovative enough that he get people to move in the time. I wouldn't want to discredit him. I feel like even to this day that Dr. King is one of the more better orators that we've ever had. It's just unfortunate he allowed himself to get caught up into, the midstream of things that every preacher seemed to fall from, every leader. And it's just really unfortunate. At some point, you think somebody was smart enough and change, what they do. But, and needed it. King had people in the mind, let's go and stand. And let's take that move to do that. And show our resistance against to it. And show our dissatisfaction with the system. But then after that, we should have learned to move more together. Still kind of come with some message because it got us there. Educate our people so they'll know how to move. Because we got the people, all of us frustrated. It's not hard to figure why a quote unquote black man or woman is frustrated, angry, explosive. Who wouldn't know that? Especially, because of how long the oppression has been here. You got to get us there. Let people know they got a voice and you have a say in it. That'll get more of a drive for people to be out there. But if you go out and say, meet me in Washington, D.C., I meet you there. I might barbecue. Somebody else think we're gonna smoke weed. Somebody else think we should have to eat books. Because you really didn't tell us what we. And then when this turns and they say, you know what, we ain't giving y'all nothing and start pushing. They're like, oh, what happened? We were supposed to just come out here and we weren't supposed. Oh, your own people will hurt you. You gotta talk with them and get to understand our purpose and our establishing of ourselves is not to take from anyone else, but we just won't have anything taken from us anymore. Well, I said I want on the board. I know you didn't say that on the board for let's go and kill white people. I'm on the board for none of us finna die for you. We're not taking them. So we will defend and we will come with an offense as well as a defense. And we know it's going to come and hurt us. Well, our first issue around is to come to you and let you know this is where we at. This is how we'll be operating. It's not an option. This is where we're going. And when the people have a consensus on, we agree. Everything you saying is within, right in line with, that's just fair. That's all. It's just fair and right. I would never take a group of our people anywhere and say, let's stand, let's get signed. Because they'll always do something. Like they'll push us, dance things, and then people panic and, I didn't cover, I brought my baby. Listen, you're trying to come out here. It is, and then the baby get hurt and the whole movement gonna get blamed, not the police officer, but the other that pushed who invoked it. It was here because of your march, because you guys ain't said they'll use your stuff against you. You have to bring the people out here saying, well, we're taking this stand for what's right and equality for us. They're going to be resistors. How far are you willing to go in order for you to have your equal share in your share? Now, a person got my time. I'm not. It don't matter to me. I don't care. But the people that are there are saying, make no mistakes. We didn't come to take nothing from you. we will not have anything taken from us.
Right.
We will. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. It's just I'm still like bewildered about. I don't know how you do it. All the information that you dispense to our people. Not when I mean our people, I'm talking like-minded people that want to be unified and live a life of freedom, like the scriptures say, that to live a quiet and peaceable life. So that, and Lord Doctor, if you could, you probably could look it up. How they destroyed the PLC, which was called the People's Lunch Counter, and it was a movement that was formed back in the late 2000, I believe, like 2019. I think it was Dallas, Texas. And what they were trying to do, they were trying to resurrect the movement, which started with the Black Panthers, by just providing nutritional meals for younger people for after-school programs and things of that nature. But the opposition always tries to find some type of, legislative loophole to try to shut it down, so you can't, to empower your people. And it kind of brings me to the point as to where that when you had you put so much effort and action behind distributing the water to the people back in Mississippi and other places when the crisis had happened. And like you said, it wasn't not for photo op. It was just that you had a heart to reach people. And then you said, if we're going to do it, we don't need you guys' input. And so that action, it was monumental. But in my opinion, it should have gained more traction. But I think too many people just do too much lip service and not enough action behind it. Mm-hmm. And I can only speak for Miss Tooley. I can imagine just how she feels, because you stand flat-footed, and what you say once, like you said, you say twice, and people don't like it. And I know that people are hating on you, people are shadow ban you, people do all of these things, and I'm just so grateful that the Most High has your front, your back, and your side to side, and people such as myself and so many other listeners and followers and supporters that you are actually the face and the vocal, the voice of our people at this moment. And I was just thinking, sitting back, and I was reading the scripts, and I was thinking about in the times of Yahoo and Obed-Yah, when they were together, and how they were contemporaries, and how it was saying that he was like, Jezebel, who they call Jezebel's, out to kill me because of the work that I was doing. And Yahuwah told him, he said, I have other people in wait that have not bowed down to Baal. If those people are out there today, they need to step up and assist you, because you're doing a great work and you're much appreciated. And I'm fearful for you myself, because all the information that you put out, and you expose so much crookedness and just rottenness in society to, I mean, they can't do nothing but come after you. But like I said, you got more people than I think you really know that's willing to take a stand with you and for you, sir.
I appreciate you. And I appreciate what you said. And just like you said, we did the water movement. You're the only person that said anything toward it. We didn't say anything about it. Myself, Boston, Dave, one of my other ops brothers and business partners as well. And we did it, from getting the water, and I told Boston to do, he didn't just make calls, or had members, they look on the website, find it. He went to Costco, talked to them and told them what we was doing, arranged it, set it up. They got the truck, got a driver, pulled them from what they were doing. That was money, fuel, wear and tear. Sent them down. Appreciate Sean down in Mississippi. He was down on the ground, find a place we can get unloaded. It was for the people. And it's like blown away with the support of none. He took pictures of some people saying, hey, they was pretty, because he got in the nurse on. He said, listen, preacher, these people just giving out water. These people for sure water sitting here parked at these churches. Those people telling, you can send it to such and such church. I'm like, no, I don't want to get involved. I don't want to get involved with somebody media shoot trying to show them in their church like they got all this water, they paid for it. Just get it to who. And he drove, got a truck tray, they unloaded, and he drove it to nursing homes, drove to neighborhoods. And Sean Williams down in Mississippi, Jack, he drove to the people. to make sure the water was delivered, not just got it set up at Home Depot. And it's sad. I wanted my own people to get involved.
Right.
We can show and it with that confidence better our people that you could do something. Everything to me shouldn't be a government issue. The government should be there when people are in dire need and for the protection of the liberties of the people. I don't feel like the government should be responsible to go do things that you should. If you know your neighbor house is being broken in, I don't think that's the government job first. I think you as a person next to them, if they need help, what you can do first. Then second, like if a person wanted it might not be necessarily an ambulance issue. Maybe the time the ambulance could come, you could get your neighbor, your friend, and take them yourself and get them there. So we just reinforce that I care. I'm not just going to call and walk away or give it to somebody else. Yes, with the magnitude of fixing the water and the pipes, yes, the government owes them for putting piss poor piping in, but they owe themselves to be proactive to get out there. And that's what I like to restore back to our people. In every race we should have it for anybody. You know, why wouldn't I help you? Why wouldn't I? I was thinking about, I seen somebody broke down. Like, I want to stop and help you. I seen a guy walking with a gas can. It was cold. I stopped and pick him up. I was just like, I don't want to have to shoot you and kill you, and I don't want to be my life. And it's unfortunate because I could have rendered a drive, and it could have turned right around to me having to kill this man, and now it looked worse. And the bad part of it is he promote this, but I was trying to help somebody, and I wound up having to kill him for it, and it turned to that matter. And then they'll use, why you pick him up? We feel like you picked him up to kill him or hurt him. You can't win. And I like to change that. But we got to really promote better and respect the people first. We couldn't be genuine to other people till we genuine with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And every race need to do that. We all need to be genuine. We all look different. We all look different. Some of us funnier than others to others. It's just it is. But at the end of the day, that don't mean I gotta mistreat. Like people say, just don't. Like people say, don't say it. It's not nice. If you think it, you are. I ain't saying everything come in your mind need to come out your mouth, but let's sit down and be real with each other, and then let's be real to the point of why we just can't be fair. I don't get it. Why do I have to take something from you for me to have something? I don't even entertain people. Hey, I know these people, we could take something from them. Why I gotta take something from you? And why you gotta take something? Why don't we just get out here and do what we do and let the person who has the more ability, who has the talent, they'll create and they'll get what they got. If you did everything fair, a lot of white people wouldn't have what they have. It's no way. It's not possible. If everybody did everything fair, the dynamics of everything would change. Because you look at these people, you saw it, we show how Walmart, all these companies involved with opioid, they paying $15 billion. How's nobody going to prison?
Right.
You're paying $15 billion for your support, and people on the street have died, and there are people sitting in prison with 20 and life and double life for these drugs, and all you get is a fine that you can break down and pay over time.
Well,
it beat us.
Well, also too, that's not the only scandal that you had exposed. Like I said, I was looking at the archive, and you were talking about that people had soon forgot about the lawsuit that Walmart had faced when they were saying "Made in America," and they were taking materials from other countries, and they were saying that they saw a button onto it and said that it was made in America, and they were fabricating things. But I didn't want to get off the subject of what we were talking about. I thought I would add that in. But it's obvious that your greatest investment is humanity, and that's not that's the walk of life, whether it be black, white, or any other ethnicity, male or female. And unfortunately, by that being your greatest commodity, your greatest investment, it's those very same people that won't lift a finger to help the cause, and they know that is right because you can Google it, you can Wikipedia, you can do all. There's no scandals attached to your name, and in today's society, if people can't find a scandal or something juicy topic to talk about to denigrate a person, they're not interested. And it's sad that we as people of color and minorities, we've been downtrodden enough. So why can't we find the positive in things and put force behind it and create something for ourselves? Love Doctor, as you had put up the PLC about the people's lunch counter, would you put that back on the screen and kind of elaborate on that and kind of show the correlation to what Two Minds in the Mic, Raw Smith, the way of y'all are doing, putting forth efforts to try to reestablish something to that effect?
I really don't know too much about it to speak on it. I was just pulling it up because you referenced it. I was actually more educated. You're the first person I ever heard of it. I'm really not too educated about the issue.
Why he had it up there? I'm sorry. I'm gonna tell him to look at the one from the royal family about the scandal they got, how this come out about racism, and now they're trying to cover their track.
Oh yeah, about Biden and those guys, and then over in England.
In England. And the reason why I bring it up, because these are saying, look at these are the I said this over time. These white people.
Hey, hold on. You can tell me more details about the story real quick so I can find it. What happened in the royal family?
About racism in the palace. Any
keywords? Because I'm doing racism
right now. In England. I mean in the palace.
Yeah.
The royal palace should come up.
Buckingham.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Buckingham. Bam, bingo, got it. Okay.
So people can just see what we're
dealing with. Yeah. Okay. Give me one moment. Y'all go ahead and finish talking.
And also, if y'all know this too as well, as you can see, the people that control and handle these that's coming out of the race are the people that run your countries. This is why you can't get here. This is why there's not a prosperous country under America, under England. They keep them all subpar. Same thing with France. None of them can show you South American countries that are doing well. They're going to do tourism, and the money's going to go back to them. The people are going to work like slaves. They're not going to get retirement. They don't have benefits. Anything get torn up on the storm, they're going to bail out businesses. They're going to bail out things for tourism. They're not going to do anything for the citizens. And that's the part that irritates me, that people need to get together. We need to stop fighting. We need to stop just long enough to see. I never said what you heard. You never said what they told me, and we can stop their lives. But Prince William's grandmother, she resigns honorably. Honorary royal role as after allegation of racism. These are these people. I mean, these people we deal with.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this happened today. This has always been out. This is the lady they talked about. I mean, she looks funny to me. I'm sure she's gonna look funny to them. But I mean, at the same time,
what they say?
It was the white woman. She said something about it. They said Prince Philip, who was King Charles's father, he made comments before in 1984 about a student from England who was over in China, and they was doing an education. He told them they're gonna come back with their eyes slanted. So they trying to. He said, why you didn't say it when he was living? Well, he could have addressed the matter. Because, I mean, I've said things funny about people with eyes closed.
What exactly were the comments that were said?
They ain't going to put it out. They're going to just play around with it. All they just want you to know as far as it goes, if there was some racist comment, the wrong word come out, it's going to end it. Because they already wanted to get rid of the part. They want to get rid of the monarchy.
Is that the lady right there?
Yeah, I think that's her.
The victim?
I mean, if you look at it, depending on what they said, and they might not have been lying.
Preacher.
What? I'm just say this honestly. Just say they say. I remember one time it was a white guy, and him and this guy of color. Well, he quote unquote white, the guy was black, right? So they were saying something, and the black guy came back, quote unquote, the black. He said, "Man, he said white, but he called me a coon." I was like, I was pissed. I was new to the church, Christian, out the street. I had to eat that. I'm looking at this white guy, and he going around calling black people coons, and I said something to him. I'm one of the people. I'm a real peaceful person. I just had to let him know, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It didn't sit well with me. And he told me, he said, "Do you know what he said to me?" And I was like, "No." He told the guy, "You look like you eat vagina." He said, "Wow." He said, "You look like a coon." So he insulted the guy first because the guy was like, "I can't believe." And what was funny now, the guy did actually look like a coon. That is honestly, he really did look like a coon. And I said, you know what? I'm just mad because you want to find something we just run to end. He insulted the Caucasian guy first.
Right.
And he started the racist stuff kind of going. Then he told the guy that and he did look like a coon. But when he brought it to us, what was the story?
He called.
He put a spin on
He
it.
called me a coon, and y'all would, man. If I was, I'd have heard him. You know, and that I mean, because it's like, why would you have brought that to us? That should have. They were friends. You should have kept that there. You brought that to us, and though he just blurted out you was a coon. Wait, what? What parts of Africa? Listen, you should definitely. She should be kicked out ever. Who says this? No. What part of Africa are you from? Now that is the lowest insult that has ever been named to a person of color. How we know? We don't have no map. So the saying you said Africa. Yeah, that right there, that is you definitely need to step up. That's racist.
But from London.
Fulani said that she told a household member she was from East London, and she asked, "No, what part of Africa are you from?"
Oh yeah. Cause she black. She asked her that based on she's a London. She's saying I'm in London. She asked me about Africa.
Right.
She could actually. Go ahead.
You know what, Love Doctor? Something else that Ron Smith was talking about in terms of this Buckingham Palace scandal. If you would look, okay, what was Epstein's madam name? Gazette. What was her name? Oh my goodness.
I know you're talking about. What's her name? She just got sued.
What? Say that again, Miss Tooley.
Giselle Maxwell.
Okay, good, Miss Maxwell. So just do this, Love Doctor. Look up Giselle Maxwell's father.
Her dad was
at Buckingham Palace, and what's the one? Andrew, you'll see a whole. If they haven't scrubbed it off the internet, you'll see a whole big what do you call it? The child sex trafficking and things of that nature that was going on in Buckingham Palace when Prince the Queen's husband right before he died.
But see, when they bring it all out, they wait till the key players are dead so none of them can be prosecuted. It's always been the behavior of them. This is nothing new, though. It's always been it.
I can't think of his name. He was over a newspaper.
Maxwell. I've got a dad. Her dad, Maxwell. He was a famous name. She's a child. Her dad was.
Right. He was over a newspaper.
What's the first name? Robert Maxwell.
Robert Maxwell. That's it. Yeah. In his ties with Buckingham Palace, it'll blow your mind the things in which. Oh my goodness. I was looking at an article on that. So they were, when the Queen had died, how they were trying to shelter Andrew from all the publicity that was going on with him. And we'll let the article speak for itself.
The rape trial, whatever the girl said she was molested.
No, I'm talking about the stuff that was going on in the palace with Andrew right before Epstein got killed.
Some stuff there going on. Okay.
That stuff when her dad, Giselle's father had ties with Buckingham Palace, and Prince Andrew's their father, whatever the one that looked like Count Dracula.
Yeah, that's the father.
Philip. His name's Philip, isn't it?
Philip, Philip. Yeah, Andrew is the son. Andrew is the son. Yeah, Philip. He couldn't be a king.
Yeah, man. This man had bought an island down in the South Pacific? Not South Pacific. What is it?
Off on the Virgin Islands.
I think it's Caribbean, wasn't it? In the Caribbean.
If it's Epstein, I think it was in the Virgin Islands somewhere.
The Caribbean is correct. Yeah. Can you find it?
And they
I need a little more details, a little more specific details. I'm getting a lot of stuff from all over, and I really don't know which one that you're referring to. It's a lot of
look up Robert Maxwell ties to the palace,
to Buckingham Palace, right?
No,
all right.
I mean, this has always been a behavior. We've known this,
and
go ahead.
Like you were saying, Smith, about how they pad this money because they're actually running off of a fiat currency system right now. There's nothing, like you said, there's no currency backing all this money that they've thrown around and all this money that they're printing. No. And here we go. Yeah, like you were saying, like you were saying that they're spending money that they don't have, and the fiat currency system means that there's nothing backing the money, but they can constantly print it. And but the thing that gets me is that with all this fiat money going around, why can't the so-called Negro get any of it? He's still being targeted when it comes to credit. He's not it's now you got this buy now pay later stuff, and like one of the royal family, Maxwell was allowed to breeze through Buckingham Palace. Yeah, can you read that?
Yeah. That's talking about her. Let me see.
Oh no, I'm talking about that father and Prince
Maxwell, Robert Maxwell and Prince Philip.
Yeah, him. The one that looked like Count Dracula, one that just died.
That's him, Prince Philip.
Because that father, he owned a newspaper.
Do y'all see a link that y'all want me to click on?
Robert should have seen put up type there Robert Maxwell and ties to Prince Philip.
Prince Philip.
Oh, I see something.
Okay, she sees something. You want to put it up?
Oh, hold on.
She say. This is a whole world corrupt. It's bad. It's corrupt everywhere.
And this was something too. Dr. Joe, you said you lived in New York City, right? There's this man by the name of David Voss, right? He has a channel. I don't look at it too often, but he was saying something, and you kind of have to wonder about it. So he was comparing Washington D.C., right, to New York City, right? And so every state is known for whatever. Georgia being the peach state, Florida being the Sunshine State, California being the Golden State, is it? And so forth and so on. So when they got down to New York, right? Uh-huh. So the theme for New York is what state? The Empire State, right? Mm-hmm. So what he was actually saying was that what they actually originally done, New York is actually the capital of the United States and not DC. Mm-hmm. And I said, that's kind of interesting, because he was like, when you think about it, it talked about the World Trade Center. It said that's where all commerce goes through. The state of New York, specifically New York City. And he was talking about all the fashion. It goes through New York, everything. And then they say they just pushed the bills through Washington, D.C. to make it look as though Washington, D.C. is actually the capital of the United States, but in actuality, it was New York. I found that quite interesting.
Yeah, I have to agree with that comment.
I've never been to New York, but that's what,
Yeah, it controls a lot of things in the U.S. Fashion, tours, it's just busy. It's a 24/7 live city. I don't live in New York. I'm right across New Jersey, so I live right across the river.
Right.
But the times that I have to go to New York, it's a wild city, and
but when you think of it, you think about all the currency that exchanges in New York. They have to deal with all the currency from all over the globe. You got to, because you got to think about Wall Street's there.
Yeah.
So it's not a far-fetched idea to believe that New York City kind of controls, all the moving parts of the rest of the country.
I agree with that. Yeah, absolutely.
It makes sense. Washington D.C. Washington D.C. give them an opportunity to be able to do what they want to do and still be outside the means of the United States. They have themselves done as it's a separate unity, because a lot of people would assume it is a state, but it's not. But with it being a territory like it is, and from a District of Columbia, it allows them to do a lot of things that the Constitution won't tie them into. They show how slick they were. If I'm correct, quote unquote founding fathers, can you think they would have used somewhere like Philadelphia, Virginia, places like that? But amazing they took a District of Columbia and made it their capital, So this would keep them free of jurisdiction for certain things. If you look, there's not a place on the planet in United States that's more corrupt than DC. You got every instance of child molestation, child sex trafficking, behind the like they dropped off all them immigrants in Washington D.C. Remember that Texas did? Mm-hmm. When the last time you heard anything about these people?
That's true.
Shouldn't they be on the news? That's what I'm saying. So they dropped them right off into a pit hole to say, guess what? You'll never find
there it is. Gazelle's Maxwell's father was a dark, mysterious figure, just like Jeffrey Epstein. But they won't put this thing out with him and Prince Philip.
Mm-hmm. That's it. They're gonna fight that to make sure they keep it down.
Because he controlled part of the media, so they have control over what goes out and what they control media. I forget the name of the media outlet that he owned. He owned a newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, see, media empire.
Yeah.
Well, that could be why she was even chosen to work with Jeffrey, because she's been trained.
Right.
That's what she probably grew up doing. This is amazing.
Man.
Well, that's what they say her dad brought in the world to teach her how to catch other girls. You got to figure he probably used her to get her friends in him. Yeah. It's in the 80s, right? I was in high school. I was in 11th grade. And it was a young lady at the time, not a brag. It was choose a lover, chose Jill. And it was a beautiful girl. And the guy would give her money. I learned that she was living with this guy. He was giving her the money, cars. She came to school all different cars all the time. And I wound up finding out kind of what was in with her. And he was using her to groom other girls from high school to come to the house, and he would turn them out. These guys, that's right here. That's right down the street, Rainbow Drive, back in Decatur. And this old bastard, him, and he was out now. Let me tell you that he was connected in the music world. Later on, he and I wound up hooking up. He didn't never know about. We had an issue back at that time, but later on in life, listen, he was very connected. He used to be the one that transported him, and he had all their pictures on his wall. He talked to me and told me about them. Kind of who did was what, kind of, But amazingly, he was grooming these girls from high school. I was just thinking about sending, and he was sending them out. I mean, they dressed, they in their cars, they got the money. I'm talking pocketbook. A pocketbook just full of money. It's just balled up. It ain't in a wallet. It's balled up in a pocketbook. He got him on the drugs. So, and he connected to I'm telling you, he connected to Michael Jackson, Hayes.
Man.
He connected to a lot of people. But then, of course, we didn't recognize that's what was going on. Quiet was kept. These people and that whole entourage, it's a large group, and then they just saying Jeffrey Epstein. This guy was in his like 40s, 50s then.
Wow.
These were high school. Yeah, I'm telling you, listen. This guy, he ran big dope. I'm through a lot. Listen, I know this through a lot of people. Listen, I've seen most dope I ever seen for him. At his house. That's the most dope I've seen.
Wow.
Man, these people are so sick. I was actually looking at T.D. Jakes and Puff Daddy. They had to take a photo up, and you see Puff Daddy making a little love sign with his hand, and with T.D. Jakes with his hand on his shoulder, and they looking at. You can pull that up, Love Doctor T.D. Jakes and Puff Daddy. I'm like, what kind of weird junk is this? And people kind of say it's Photoshop and this, that, and the other, but you can. I mean, it's plain to see that it wasn't. I mean, and all the stuff, all the rumors that surrounds Puff Daddy and his, alternative lifestyle, and how he had a little one rapper Mace and said he turned this guy out, and it's just a bunch of mess, man, with this music industry and preachers and politicians. It's so much corruption, man, and the young people, they gravitate to this stuff, and it's destroying our youth.
Yes.
Let me tell you, these guys are getting out young people, and what the media system has done, if y'all notice, they put this. If you hear some of these young rappers, they're not even saying nothing. They make you hot by them publishing, putting you out, but you pull in a bunch of people, and they use these people to pull a lot of our women into the sex trade. Look at how they all these rappers from disrespecting our women. Either they pissing on them or beating them or doing something stupid to them to mind them. You know what I'm saying? Eat doo-doo. You know what I'm saying? So it's a major move on a larger system of what people thinking. This is not the natural behavior of a man that want to doodle in a woman's mouth. I mean, for what?
Right.
They just piss over you. This is not. These come from the drugs that they're giving, synthetic drugs. This come from the mind under control, putting them in these groups. Richard Pryor, all of them did it. They all got coerced in. They popped in and started doing it, and you got to fit. Eddie Murphy. That's what we got to get our people out of. You don't have to fit if you got to do something outside of your norm. You know what I'm saying? If I gotta stop being me to fit, then that's not my group. And we keep grouping ourselves in, and they make it. Some of the guys got talent, and they stripping the young people with the talent. They keep on to it because they olding out. They can't keep up. Then they get them on the drugs, and they turn them homosexual. They just ruining their career. I mean, they destroying our people.
Yeah.
How about this?
How
about the photo of Charles Barkley with the shackles on his neck and the chains that he promoted back when he was 35 years old for the Philadelphia 76ers?
Let me say, Mr. Outspoken Charles Barkley.
You see that?
He in love.
Oh, wait, his hands are.
I always thought TJ was just.
Why would I be laying on TJ? Why?
He's
but
just
look at his hands. Look at Puff Daddy's hands in the first.
Doing it in front of himself. Yeah, you can blow it up a little bit. Does it mine need to blow it up?
Because he's known as Brother Love.
Who else?
Puff Daddy.
Brother Love.
Yeah.
Brother in love.
You see that? Look at how they looking at each other.
Why would you be laying on the man? Yeah, it's now from people I know, because I know that in the group that told me that he is gay. He said he said that's no argument. He is gay.
Man, they say there's despicable things that this man had Busta Rhymes do. It's just a bunch of just stuff, man.
I'm talking about Jake. I know somebody.
I thought you were talking about Puff Daddy. I'm just
you can look at him and tell, but no, on Jake, I had somebody that in that circle tell me flat. They said, "Yeah, I'm just telling you." So he said that this is fact. So he is gay. So there's he is gay.
Wow. I can tell he was gay when he had that guy Tyler Perry praying for him in one of his little telethons, and he was prophesying over him and praying on him and touching all on him and all that weird stuff. But
look at the clothes. I don't get the clothes. Both of them got to be on a spaceship somewhere going back to Star Trek.
He look like Dr. Picard on Star Trek.
And yeah, Puff Daddy to give Captain Kirk back that shirt.
But oh my goodness! But hey, Love Doctor, pull up the Charles Barkley with the chains around his neck and the slave clothes on, and he has the audacity to talk about Kyrie Irving, and then the commercial he did when he was dressed in full drag.
Yeah, they keep our guy. Didn't Shaq do a tutu or something like that?
Shaq did it, and LeBron done it. But I mean, why are they pushing this gay agenda so much to, But like you said, it's going back to the buck busting, emasculating our men to make our women not appealing to them anymore. And so to turn them into an alternative lifestyle, so they can do, like you said, exterminate the population. They can't do it through abortion. You said they tried to do it with crack cocaine in the 90s, and that didn't work. So now with homosexuality that you can't create. So therefore, you create this narrative so that you can do the same thing they tried to do in Mizraim when they tried to stop the population of the so-called Negro.
It's still working between the drugs and alcohol, between the homosexuality. They have done a great job at it. If nothing else, I think they might have gotten past exterminating us. and just started looking at exterminating.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Where was this? Cause he ain't like that no more.
No, that was when he first got to 76 in his early years.
Oh, he broke the chains. Okay, so he's saying he broke.
But why would you let them push something like this to remind you of that? But you are a slave. You ran Kyrie Irving down.
And because he still got leg, that's what they're showing. You broke your neck and your arm, but I still got your leg. If you think, I think they got past. We talked about, and people have caught on to, you know, how America is, you know, trying to exterminate the quote unquote black man, black woman. So I think they moved away from that experiment to like just destroy their mindset, keep them around. Right. For a balance, you know what I'm saying? You need the ignorance. You always need poor people, but don't kill them all off as a people. They realize they need us. If you take us out, you know, it hurts them more. Like the quote unquote Indian nationality, if people take out they want, they will reduce down to 500,000 people, and that's it. Nothing. I mean, you lost nothing from them. There's really not a lot they can give you the history to say what they, you know, contributed to mankind, you know, other than totem poles and fishing. But man, we're fishing before that, growing corn. We'd have never grown corn in Africa. So the stuff that they grown, they done hadn't been nothing like. They were contributors of people that like balanced the world as far as what needed race. I'm not, you know, downgrading them to that degree. But if you wiped out the quote unquote black race, you wiped out, take away the black race and take away heart surgery, take away the red light, take away the cotton gin, take away all the things we've done. I'm not really familiar with what they've contributed, but I know they have. I just
take away the light bulb.
Yeah, or the longevity of it. You know what I'm saying? Edison got the bulb, but he couldn't make it stay on. That's what we did. You take away take your planes out there. We invented the first motorized engine. So
take GPS out.
See,
a woman created that.
Infrared. So you take out everything we got. They'd have never went to the moon without our method, how we use mathematics, although they're going to equate it to the Greeks. So it's so many things you took out us as a race of people and everything we contributed, you know, knowing what you know now, they couldn't make it.
So that goes to a question to you, Dr. Joe. So they can't get rid of us. So what they do psychologically is make us try to disvalue ourselves and what our self-worth is. And so that seems to be working because we seem to not value ourselves because we see our men wearing pants showing their rear ends, you know, and we're seeing these alternative lifestyle. We're seeing, because when I grew up, only people that had colored hair were the cartoons, like Superman had blue hair, Wonder Woman had red hair. But now we see our men, blonde hair, black is the ace of spades with blonde hair, and they're trying to make statements like, well, I said, they're speaking loud by dressing in these like outlandish outfits. So could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, I think in every area they're mentally, you know, trying to make everyone in fashion. They're attacking, you know, it's just focusing on pedophilia, homosexuality, and destroying, you know, the black woman, just destroying overall in every area. I feel like everything that has popularity in this world is attacking the mind, and they're, to be honest with you, Confederate, they're getting what they want to get, unfortunately.
Right.
But it's very true what you're saying.
Yeah. And there was something else too. About that Raw had was bringing out about Donald Trump. So you know they just had him to release his tax information, and I was listening to one of the shows, one of the lessons that I was talking about a couple months ago, and he covered a large array of things, and he was talking about why Donald Trump had ran for president and why he did not win because of all the money that he owed to all of these companies because he's a bad businessman. So they just released his tax information to the, I don't know if it's to the public, but they finally made him come up off of his tax information. Mm-hmm. And so by them saying him running for 2024, they're speculating here in Arizona that his running mate for vice president is going to be Carrie Lake, which is a election denier and one of those people that pushed for like
she lost.
Yeah, yes,
I
sir.
think he wouldn't use her because she lost up there, and he
Yeah,
did
she
it.
lost to Katie Hogg. Which
They were looking at him with Sarah Palin at first, possibly.
Sir?
They were looking at him with what's her name in Alaska?
Sarah Palin.
Yep.
I think that I think that he may go with Carrie Lake because she made a comment, and it's public record that she actually publicly humiliated her husband and said that she likes Donald Trump more than her own husband. She would not, if that was my wife, we would be heading to divorce court probably the next day. And she didn't say it in a joking manner. She said that she would choose Trump over her own husband.
Who was this?
And to do that, I'm sorry.
Who was this Confederate?
Carrie Lake. She ran for governor of Arizona, and she made the statement in her campaign that she would choose Trump over her own husband. That she, I mean, and you know, like what I said, unfortunately, these people of that sort, they marry as business, like what I said, it's like a business transaction. It's not so much for, that they love each other, like, because we found out that Hillary and Bill didn't actually love each other. It was a business move, and so many of these politicians, they what's the one that with the look like a pelican, the House Speaker for the
Nancy
GOP?
Pelosi.
No, the guy, Mitch McConnell. He met that lady
for the Senate. He's the Senate.
Right. Her family has so much money. His wife family has so much money, and they do deals in China and.
Yeah, she's Asian. Yeah.
The Asian lady. So that's an odd couple, to say the least. I mean, so that. I know opposites attract, but I'm not persuaded on that one. But what do you do? But I tell you what, it's so true to see you all tonight.
Well, how you doing too? I'm definitely glad to see you. You always in my Palau.
Yes, sir. I know.
How you doing? You sound better. You sound good.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Joe, love Dr. Miss Tulin. I have to, because every time I go to see these quacks, I'm gonna call them quacks. I know they're professionals and they're practitioners. They're practicing on me, but I went just today's being Thursday. I went Tuesday to infectious disease, to the infectious disease center, and so I had a strong dose of chemo for my transplant. They burned up my intestines, so my small intestines. So I have an infection in my intestines. So they just messed me up. So now I have to go on the 19th to go see. I'm mandated to go see a psychiatrist, whatever you call it, Dr. Joe, on the 19th. But I definitely want to talk to you prior to talking to them, because I know they're going to try to ask me some questions to try to entrap me or make me admit something that I'm. So I want to kind of get with you sometime in the near future, this week or the beginning of next week, to kind of be coached as to how to navigate their questions. So but yeah, they burnt my intestines up, and I got some kind of disease called diverse Nicholas thrombosis, something like that. It's a long word, but it's giving me complications in my GI tract. So if Ms. Sula, if you have anything that that you're doing holistically that I can probably take as a supplement to trying to correct that, what they done, they can't.
I'm looking up.
Yeah, it's not a it wasn't they're not going to consider it as what do you call it when you mess somebody up in
malpractice?
Yeah, it's not malpractice, because they kind of said it was a disclosure in, if you take this, if you get this transplant, the odds of this and that happening. So
you signed a paper.
Right. So I don't really have no kind of recourse of action to it. So all they can do now is kind of like give me some type of disability, because of what became of the transplant. And then after that, they told me that the doggone transplant it took, but it didn't take. So my life expectancy, it didn't do anything. I mean, it didn't extend my life. You know, they said 5 years of expectancy, and they cut it down to 2 years. You know, so I'm looking like, man. They told me they took some of my stem cells and told me that they were going to send them off and freeze them in case I wanted to have another transplant. And I told them no, thank you. But they can't keep those stem cells. I'm gonna ask for them back.
That's what I was gonna say. Don't do with those. Yeah. They
say that again, Miss Tooley.
That's what I was going to ask you. What did they do? They definitely took. They're not going to give them back.
Right. Yeah. So they made me sign this form, but they said in the event that I wanted to have another transplant, that they would use those ones that they froze. But I did read over the documents, and I did not sign them for them to keep them, like an organ donor or something like that. I wasn't donating them out, you know. And that's the thing. They do that to a lot of from what I heard, they do that to a lot of African American women. They try to keep the placenta from the African American women, and they use it for some type of research. I read an article about that, and especially women from so-called Africa, if they don't have their children at home, they ask for their placenta, and so they can't, so the medical fields can't keep it.
Just like
I don't know.
Turn down a little bit.
The LifeWave patches. That's the goal of them, is to regenerate the stem cells. So it'll help you regenerate your own stem cells without having to have, stem cell replacements or anything like that. So that's how it heals your body. So, regenerating your stem cells is how we heal our body. So those patches work.
So the ones you already sent me, the ones I already have.
Yes.
Interesting. I thought they were pain patches because
pain patches.
You're stimulating your pain receptors so that you can to ward it off to make those strong. So that's what it does.
I got a patch on here.
Yes.
Yeah, you see.
I
got one on there.
I see it. Sean Bostic.
Yeah. Sit back in the candlelight while we out here working in slavery. And late at the same time.
We can't hear you if you're talking.
How y'all doing? Sir Boston, how are you, sir?
Confederate 48, man. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you. I saw you in Arizona on your Instagram.
Yeah. I'm out here trying to sell some Super Bowl tickets. Preacher put me on the front line.
Are you in Arizona?
Yeah, he up there.
Really? Are you in Phoenix?
Yeah, we're in Phoenix.
Wow. So you're in Glendale? You got to be in Glendale. You can't be in Phoenix. Yeah, ain't nothing going on in Phoenix.
Yeah, Glendale is where the stadium at, but I'm currently in Phoenix right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, can I get an autograph? I'll skip work tomorrow to get an autograph.
Man, I give you more than an autograph, man. Give me in person, man. You don't want an autograph, man. That thing ain't worth nothing, man.
Oh yes, it is. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised, sir.
He want to see you out here. When you flying out tomorrow morning, or when you flying out?
Yeah, the morning. Yeah, because you know, right now it's 8:30 right here. So
yeah, it's 8:29. I
don't know what's going on right now.
Yeah,
yeah. So but it's good. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see y'all. I'm so tired of sleeping, but I want to make sure I get on here. Cause Tuli, she gonna hang with a thread.
Yeah. It was good to see. He was asking you where you at. You at a restaurant up there now?
Yeah, I'm at a restaurant. Season 52.
You're in Scottsdale.
That's a nice one, boy. That's a nice one.
Oh, they're here. They are very.
You're in Scottsdale, huh?
Yeah.
You're in Scottsdale. Okay.
Yeah.
They call it Scottsdale.
Yeah, I'm in the Biltmore area.
Okay, that's off of 16th Street. Yeah, you're in Biltmore. Okay.
But you know about this area. I should have brought you out here, man. These people don't know nothing.
I know it like the back of my hand. Yeah,
shoot, man. These people don't know nothing, man. I got people riding on the wrong side of the road. They getting out of cars on the expressway.
Wow.
Oh, keep it back to Crazy Georgia, man. I can hang with that for a little bit.
I love all my Latino Mexican brothers and sisters, but they can't drive over 2 cents. They can't drive over 2 cents.
So they all over the street
sideways. Arizona has the worst drivers.
Man, that's all right. Well, we definitely appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Our time is ticked almost down, ain't it? Yeah, give me just a little song play on that one.
Come on, Smitty. Take us home with a good quote.
We could be in trouble. He got to give us our little tune going on. We're gonna hit it.
It's on fire.
Yeah, we know. Well, how much y'all got on? How much you hold on? How much you got on? Is gonna be got something on there. I'm going coin it. Who got it? Who got something saying?
I got educational preaching.
Listen, hey, here we go again.
We don't want to be in the fire. Through the fire, live into the wall. For chance to be with you, I risk it all. To the fire.
Hey, Tula, tell them real quick too. You make some really great products and all that stuff. How can people find your products and get in touch with you?
Absolutely.
Man, why you got them shades on?
Barra products in it. Well, tell them how to find it. They can get it. Lightways, get with us on in there.
Let me tell you something. This lady right here, she does everything organic, homemade, a lot of stuff on request, whatever it is that you need. She can definitely make accommodation. I know even when some of her deodorants works really well. I have sensitive skin, so she's able to make some tweaks to it, all the way down to soaps, bath bombs, lotions, creams, removing splinters, all this stuff. She does it all.
Yeah,
she got the great stuff. Tell them how to get in touch.
Where you got that from?
Tula, tell them how to get in touch with you and find your products.
BarraProducts.com. BARAH products.com.
BARAH. Yeah, appreciate all you guys for tuning in. Here we go.
Before I get on the plane.
There you go. Here we go.
Take us home, Smitty.
Yeah. Cause they know the mind. Come on, tell us. Take us home. Let's get it.
Not all storms come to disrupt your life. Some come to clear your path.
Hot glory.
Oh,
home run.
Yeah, home run. She got one. Y'all gonna give it to her. I still
that's pretty good. I'll accept that one. I'll take that one.
We appreciate you too, Confederate. Good to see you. Really been good.
Thank you, y'all. Hit that cash app, hit that like, hit that subscription.
Cash out, hit that like button. Y'all hit that cash out. That's right. And we'll help y'all. We love you.
Check out those Barra products. Yeah.
And check out that Womb Management. One page, one word.
WombManagement.com.
Absolutely.
There we get it. WombManagement.com.
We're about to take it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station has so much power in the universe.
Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love Dr. going live on the radio. Two mics and the mind on the
And the mind.
All right. Do something better. I'll do something better. We'll be better together. Until next week, say good night.
Good night, Tula.
Hey, fat Deuce, you fat. Deuce, you fat.
Yeah.
Ah.